All right. Get
Wait.
this party going.
Welcome. I am Oddward Frenry. I am your judge for Crimes and Capers, Creighton Crowbar Community Dusk City Outlaws campaign, perhaps. And I am joined today by three and eventually, we hope, four people. We have Bloody Teddy, who is you are playing the Vesper Grifter Richard Valois. You want to give us a brief description of what you're all about?
Lying a lot, basically.
All right. You're playing a liar. We've also got Blaze Masterson as the Gravedigger Brawler, Minerva Frost. Now, what's her deal?
Her whole deal is she loves beating up corpses. She is constantly doing the Rocky sort of situation where he's punching meat in the freezer. She's got kind of just a corpse situation. She's punching humans, trying to figure out where the weak points are, how to knock jaws off of other human beings. She doesn't believe a lot in formaldehyde or general corpse preservation techniques. She just wants to like blow them apart by dint of brass knuckles.
Very nice. And we also have Virserif as the Red Lotus Society alchemist, Henry Bautza Chan. And what's Bautza's deal?
His deal is that he makes neat toys and also just has a lot of friends in the docks area, which is proving surprisingly more useful than the ability to make fun toys that break the laws of reality.
It is indeed. All right, well, Blaze, would you like to recap what we've done so far?
Oh, if I had the recap in front of me, I would love to do that. In the meantime, could you, darling? Just this once?
Very well. So the crew, which includes the three folks here, as well as Universal's mummer thief, Gildenkranz the Splendiferous.
Who is really splendiferous, by the way. I don't know if you guys have seen his picture, but wow, that's a splendiferous boy.
It is indeed impressive. The crew was hired by a member of the Forgotten Cartel to steal the quarterly taxes from the Overhaul Barony as they were en route to the palace treasury. And the taxes are going to be transferred on an armored gondola. And the crew has, they headed down, first they walked the route and discovered that there are a couple possible weak points along the route, although the starting and ending places at the Grackenwald Depository and the Palace Treasury are nigh impregnable. But the Broadwater Bridge is the place that the crew has latched onto for the use of its the lanes of traffic being very shadowy and unable to be seen from the street. So they investigated who was going to be piloting the gondola and have found 4 front runners being hired and vetted in order to do this transfer. They also have found that armored gondolas are hard to come by and impossible to fake for those who are experienced with armored gondolas. They discovered that the Dredger Detective Agency was going to be overseeing security, and Richard and Gildenkranz infiltrated the Dredger's headquarters and found out that in addition to the 4 dredgers who will be armed on the deck of the gondola, there will also be a walking escort of 6 dredgers, along with a noble who is somewhat unknown for some reason in the wider circle of nobility, named Lord Arthur Bourneworth. He will be commanding the 6 walking dredgers, and there will also be about 24 unarmed commoner lookouts along the rooftops of the entire route. And that is about where we have left things.
No, Veer Seraph, you are not showing up on Roll20. There you are. I found you.
Hi.
Hey, you got a cute dog.
Thank you. I think that safety goggles really add something to the whole. You know, this is a dog who's cute and also aware of safety standards.
I wish my dog were better
I
about
can see
safety.
your dog's butt
Yeah.
in the frame of the
Oh, good. I'd love
Getting
to see it.
getting
Listen.
getting chemicals in your eyes can be rough.
Listen, I do have to say, at least like a few times since I've started doing video, I've had to turn off my video because my dog is humping something in the background. Like my dog he hears my mellifluous voice and he just wants to fuck. And I don't know what to do about that at all. So if you see me turn off the video today, it is guaranteed there is some dog fucking happening in the background.
Wonderful.
Good to know that that's what's going on.
What can you do, you know?
So technically, the transfer was to happen at noon on the 4th day after receiving the job. On the first day, the crew spent the morning going around the city doing some legwork, and then the nighttime planning. But since we have had to break up the session, I'm going to give a couple minutes to plan right now. So I will prepare that timer. After this planning session, there will be another day and night, and another day and night, and then you will pull off the job.
Ooh, I'm pumped for it too. What I'm not pumped for is how many. So we are gathering heat as we go, and I believe that the heat mechanic allows you as the judge,
Yes.
to purchase obstacles for us.
Yes, and the way I did it last time, I was slightly bending of the rules. There are 2 times that I can, 2 instances when I can buy things with heat. Every time we start a legwork scene, the person who is taking the lead on the scene is going to describe it. They're going to describe the location, their goal, who they're meeting with or who they're tailing or whatever, and how they're going to try to go about it. And at that point, I will explain any inherent obstacles as well as potentially spend heat to increase an extra complication to the scene that needs to be dealt with throughout the scene. The other time I can spend heat is if someone fails a percentile roll. I can use that as an opportunity to spend an amount of heat to introduce a sudden complication. So last time I introduced a sudden complication at a point when someone had not just failed a percentile roll, but it worked out.
Yo, just throw it in, baby. It's all good. I like that. I'm not freaked out about that. And I think that's kind of a dope thing to do. Is like on a sunny day, rain falls, right?
True. So I have a timer set for 5 minutes, and I'm starting it now.
What are we gonna do, guys? Blood Ted, you're in charge. What do we do?
Think.
Well, this Lord guy, I can spend influence to get some blackmail on him. But I don't, so potentially we can make him do something we want, but I don't know what our plan is, really.
I mean, if the plan is still to replace the gondola with our decoy version, or like fake guards, or something, we're gonna need to get those lookouts to look the other way. And if that noble is in charge of them, he can tell them to no, it's fine. etc. Because
Yeah,
oh
it
no,
might be
that's the
helpful to-
armed party.
Yeah, it might be helpful to tell him to just fuck off at the bridge, right?
Yeah, so we can avoid fighting. I'm worried about those unarmed lookouts.
I mean, the only point at which the plan gets hinky is no, actually you're right. You're right about that, Veer, because we're going to be driving an armored gondola disguised as the king's gondola, right?
Right.
All the way up to the bridge, and the bridge is where we're going to make that swap. So yeah, I think it would be helpful for us to blackmail Arthur.
You keep making his name way fancier than it actually is.
I'm a fancy boy. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah. So Arthur, we need to get Arthur to oh, now that's a fancy boy. Don't give me this crap about how he's not fancy. Look at his hat. Look at his hat with his feathers. He's got gold. That's a fancy.
I think that might have been a uniform hat though.
Yes, that is a helmet.
See, it's a uniform hat. He doesn't have it anymore.
Oh, he's so. By the way, thank you for citing the sources of your art.
You're very welcome.
It's very cool stuff. Lots of very good light work, I think, on this particular painting. So
there
we
was,
do we
one.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking of something while y'all were talking. I've paused the timer because I've interrupted. I wanted to remind you of something, and I don't remember what it was. It was. Keep talking, and I'll interrupt if I remember.
What was it? What was it?
Let's see. You were talking about the gondola and the lookouts, and Arthur. Yeah. Oh, I remember what it was. It was that currently
My man.
Richard and Gildenkrantz are at 40 luck. And I know that there has been talk of Minerva hiring someone to deal with people's to patch people up.
Right.
And I'm just going to say, if that happens, you might as well have some opportunities to drain some luck from other characters first.
Luck draining. Now, let's
meaning
go
into yes, we're still timed out. Meaning
right.
Go into legwork scenes where Minerva and Balza have a chance to use up some of their luck.
Well, yeah. That is true. I am going to push a lot of luck in the scene where I deal with the flagging under the bridge. As it turns out, as a grave digger person, I've got unsettling presence, which allows me to push my luck when making a mental attack. So I can persuade anybody into anything so long as I use all my luck on it.
Okay, that might be something you might want to spend spend a segment doing closer to the plan, or even on the actual day of executing it.
Maybe.
So I'm going to. You have 2.5 minutes.
Question.
Right.
Okay.
Before,
Yes.
more rule questions.
Sure.
So we can also regain luck by spending a segment of the day doing
Blowing
clever
off
stuff.
steam.
Okay,
Yes.
so does that mean that while someone else is on a legwork
No,
thing?
it means it replaces
Mm.
the scene that you take the lead on.
Okay.
So there would be 3 scenes of people doing stuff and 1 scene of a character relaxing.
Of you like getting naked. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You do have to get naked. Yes. That's
So you
just
have
the rules, baby.
2 minutes and 29 seconds.
2 minutes, 29 seconds. All right. So I think that we need to check out the flaggers. We need to check out Lord Arthur. We should try and figure out everything to do with this underbridge situation. Can somebody please check into renting the armored gondola? What did we find out from that time out? From the
That there's only
renting-
one
The-
place where you can get armored
Yes,
gondolas.
you have ascertained that there is one private dock that deals in armored gondolas, and other than that, regular freight gondolas can be distinguished from armored gondolas by security details and alchemists.
Right. Now, did we determine any kind of, was there an obstacle in terms of the price? Could we rent an armored gondola from this armored gondola dealer?
No one has tried to contact the
So
dealers.
that's number 3. All right,
Mhm.
cool. We now have our marching orders if we should choose to use them.
I'll
Hopefully,
talk
Universe
to.
would join.
I can talk to gondola guy.
Excellent. I'm going to check out the flagging squad under the bridge, I think.
I'll go talk to Lord Black. Get the black.
Lord Arthur. Lord Arthur, not Artorias.
How
All
would
right.
I set up a meeting with him? Actually,
Well, let's
Get-
see here.
if we can get some information about like any places he frequents.
So you are a Vesper, so you could spend some of your influence to have your cartel either set up a meeting with him directly, or you could set up a meeting with someone who knows about him intimately.
Yeah, but I want to use my influence to get the blackmail.
I see. So, do you have perhaps someone in your cartel who has dirt on many nobles?
Uh,
The answer is always yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
answer is yes. You
yeah,
have
he's
to,
called
you have to come
Dirty
up
Steve.
with them. Yahtzee. There we go. Dirty
All right,
Steve.
Dirty Steve.
What's Dirty Steve like, Bloodhead? Can you tell?
He's actually extremely clean. He's a neat freak.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Yes, Ted. Go on. Go on. Tell me more. He's so clean. He's the cleanest, neat freak. He's got blackmail. Is there a safe in his house that he keeps all of his
How do you get his
blackmail
name?
secrets in? Yeah.
What?
Ooh.
How did he get his name?
Uh, because he has all of dirt on people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. Yes, yes, yes. So, does he have how does he like to live his life? Does he do blackmail for a living? Thank you.
Yeah, I sort of the blackmail guy at the cartel.
Yes, Dirty Steve has a face now.
I know he looks gorgeous.
Mhm.
I love that you are going in deep on the Dutch masters, by the way.
Thank you.
I have noticed that mostly these are Dutch shadow kind of light and shadow studies
They are.
that you've been going in on.
I will have Dirty Steve's source cited later.
No worries.
So
Thank you.
Dirty Steve is your blackmail broker, I suppose.
He's so rosy cheeked.
So if you would like to spend your influence to set up a meeting with Dirty Steve, can you describe where you are meeting him?
We have some sort of like, would the cartel have some sort of base of things?
As a cartel, they would have a lot of bases. So would you like to meet Dirty Steve at one of his safe houses or at one of yours?
His.
Okay, so you're going to meet Dirty Steve at his favorite safe house, which is located in what sort of district? A commoner district, a merchant district? Noble district.
Probably merchant.
All right. So you head down to the merchant districts, and it's pretty early in the morning. Most of the merchants are just setting up shop for the day, and their bookkeepers are coming in from commuting in from the poorer parts of the city where they live. And you go into Dirty Steve's safe house there, which is on the 3rd floor above what type of shop?
What?
What type of shop does Dirty Steve's safe house reside over?
Um,
Give us some flavor, baby.
hmm, a bookshop. Bookstore.
All right, so Dirty Steve operates over a bookstore, which is great because it can be used to sneak in and out all sorts of paperwork that details the description of all the blackmail that he has the goods on. So if you will spend your influence key for this meeting, we will have a chat with Dirty Steve. And what are you trying to find out from this?
Pretty much anything to blackmail Lord Arthur into doing
Okay, so
something I
anything
want.
that might be of use for blackmailing Arthur Bournemouth. Well, Dirty Steve goes around and he looks in various sheafs of parchment, and he finally finds the files that he has on Arthur and Elia Bournemouth. And he tells you that, oh, Arthur Bournemouth, he realized that he knew that name was somewhat familiar for some reason, but he didn't seem to have a great recollection of him, and that's because Lord Bournemouth was born a commoner and was elevated to nobility less than 2 years ago. His family is not wealthy, although the royal family gifted him an estate and a hefty chest so his family could enjoy a lifestyle befitting members of the aristocracy. There are some personality details. He's steadfast, upstanding, loyal to the crown, which makes sense because, as you already knew, he was a former member of the palace guard.
Does it
Despite
say
being born,
where his estate is?
yes. So it has the location of his estate. Despite being born into a common family, he always had higher aspirations of duty, and he did plan on trying to run for the Senate even before he became a noble. And he saw his entry into the aristocracy as a sign from the Silver Judge that he is meant to be a force for good among the nobility. And he is very pious, as is his wife, and they attend services every holy day, and they spend at least 1 day every week doing community service. And as he's going through all this, he finds some marginalia in some of these sheafs of parchment that he has, and it's written in a little scrawl. It's hard to read at first, and then he says, "Oh," and he reveals to you that the title and noble lands that Lord Bournemouth received were a bribe to keep his silence. There was a member of the royal family who snuck off in disguise to a Vesper-run poppy den and was nearly abducted while in a drug-induced haze. Lord Bournemouth was able to extract this member of the royal family while maintaining their anonymity. And as a result, the crown gifted him with money and title and lands to keep his silence.
The old poppy den trick.
The old poppy den trick, indeed.
Mystified that much.
So they, rather than banish him or disappear him, they thought that making him a noble would be the best course of action. So that is what you learn from Dirty Steve.
Dirty Steve has got so much dirt.
That he does.
Wow.
Does it say
So-
which day of the week you go to the community service thing?
It varies based upon their schedules. So
I love that
He
his
doesn't have
basic
a-
character is incorruptible. Like, that's kind of his basic character is like, yeah, I'm, Superman, the big blue Boy Scout, that's me. But, one hint of scandal. I really enjoy that.
all right. So his character sheet has also been updated to include all the information you just learned. So you know some stuff about Arthur Bourneworth. We also shall we investigate flaggers or armored gondolas next?
Veer, why don't you go next?
All right, armored gondolas. So
It says every
this is-
holy day, actually.
Every holy day he goes to services, and he spends at least one other day doing community service.
Okay, so back at the docks again. I seem to just never leave the docks.
That's good.
This is basically what I've been doing. Anyway,
Oh, that reminds me,
Mhm.
talking about places.
Mhm.
I'm supposed to get, since we don't have Gildenkrantz, I'm just going to take 3 for starting today's morning segment.
Mhm.
what?
Okay, so
Uh,
you're
Generating
you,
heat.
You go to the you
Okay.
go to the docks, and who are you looking for, and what are you going to attempt to do?
Well, I need to see a man about an armored gondola. And the way you do that around here is the private docks. They're really nice, they're really fancy, but really the people who run them have a set of offices sort of off to one side. They're not they're not as opulent as the docks themselves, right? Because the docks themselves are for basically like the equivalent of private members. I'm thinking like yacht club kind of dealy here. But this is the office. This is the offices of the people who actually do the work of maintaining it, not the building they showed to prospective newcomers.
Of course.
Obviously, so that's who you really want to talk. That's where you really want to go, and that's where I'm making my way. And I am looking for one particular person.
All right, so you're headed to the seedier looking areas for the
Mhm.
private stuff, and I think that is worth an influence.
I feel so
Incredible.
special, so special.
Ha ha! Look at you, special.
And I'm actually looking for an Omar Vespachi, who is actually part of the family because they have all the gondola shit.
Omar
Basically.
Vespachi. Love it.
All right, so
and he's sort of in charge of generally the whole area. He gets along fine with the society. They're not in this particular area with the gondolas. We kind of respect the fact that the family run things, and it's fine. We're friends, or at least not active rivals.
all right.
And so I ask, how much, like, what would it take to convince you to part with one of your armored gondolas wait, did we ever decide whether or not this was like, this is a temporary situation or what?
I think we only need it for a day because we're going to give it back, except
that's
that
true.
the one that we give back is going to be the actual royal gondola.
Oh, that's true. How,
Right.
like, so as in what?
Remember,
what-
the gondola is also being hired for this.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that makes things a lot trickier because these are people trusted by the royals. So now it's like a security. Fuck, that makes
Well,
it
trusted
way
by the
harder.
royals, or Well, in any case, I still gotta ask him. Like, what would it take to convince you to part with one of your armored gondolas for a day? For this one particular day.
Okay.
We need to blackmail this guy. Like, damn, damn.
I'm just like, I have some friends. I know that, you have a monopoly on gondolas. That's all well and good. We got a monopoly on things that go boom.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, so you're going in and you want to ask him these questions. And I know that you are going to pick your words based on how he seems when you arrive. So I'm going to ask you to roll for reading someone's emotions.
Nice.
And I'm going to give you 1 advantage because you are.
Okay, so I don't know how that works.
I'm going to give you one advantage for. Okay, I guess size someone up works as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 99. What's your skill on that?
That's a fail.
me check.
65. Yours is 65.
God damn.
So you would have to you'd have to push your luck 4 times to succeed. So you can roll 1 advantage. So if you want to on the macro tables, if you want to just roll an advantage.
So that's
and this is because
R10?
you are Red Lotus Society, and so you're familiar with the docks area.
Would that be #R10?
It would. You could do #R1. Yes, #R10 would be fine. And we'll ignore the percentile roll for this. Okay, so no advantage.
No.
Fucking Veer, you are throwing our whole operation.
I'm
into the
trying.
So you walk up and you ask him the wrong question, and he immediately starts to clam up, and he is not he normally would be open to discussion, but you aren't the same cartel, and he currently, as you probably suspect, is working on a very important contract. So he doesn't want to give anything away. So he's very
really cagey and just
he
open
dodges,
to discussion.
He dodges your questions and sort of says, if you wanted an armored gondola in, say, a week or 2, I might be able to help you out, but I'm afraid I can't procure one for you on such short notice.
You know what? Wait. Let me check my skills, because I'm about to do something that's that is both incredibly stupid and really just dumb.
Okay, so good.
It's called sneaking out the back to scope out whether or not there are any armored gondolas there. And I'm currently weighing whether or not I should just try to steal one.
I think that's not
Although
a bad idea.
I feel like if anything, that should happen closer to the day, because I don't want to have to stash a really hot gondola.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
You could go outside and see if this is actually the place that has the armored gondolas. And
I'm gonna sneak out back and see if I can get into the private area and figure out where they're holding those armored gondolas.
And I'm gonna say, so he doesn't want to hire one to you now, but he did say he could hire one in a week or 2.
Right.
So he might be willing to give you a tour.
Yeah.
Let's roll that convincing.
Yeah, let's check that out for sure.
Sure. So you try to you say whatever you want, and you try to convince him to show you the wares.
I do have a yes roll.
All right.
I guess roll. Is that
A
So
successful roll. A yes roll is
Ah.
also, you know, that
Oh.
same thing, same game.
he agrees to show you the gondolas that
Mhm.
he has on hand,
Mm-hmm.
and he takes you around to the dock where they're the pier where they stay. And because you happen to be an alchemist,
Yes.
when you see them, you see that these are the real deal. These are alchemically treated gondolas,
Mm-hmm.
and he's on the up and up as far as that's concerned.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
all
So
right? So now we've got a two-part plan.
so I've sussed out
One,
how
steal
they're
the
alchemically
gondola.
protected.
2, replace.
You've what?
Have I sussed out more of how these gondolas are alchemically protected?
Yes. So you can tell that the wood has been treated.
Okay.
In order to, let's see. I think I actually have this for you somewhere.
Neat.
Maybe not. Anyway, you see that the wood is alchemically treated so that it is as strong as steel, while retaining the flexibility and buoyancy of wood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the gondolas are all about the same size, which is about 20 feet long by 10 feet
Right.
wide.
Uh-huh.
And yes, these are definitely treated, and you see that there is indeed a cabin, and it looks like they're obviously the cabins are all lockable, but there is enough space on the deck for the gondoliers and the guards, and it looks like how you expected the armored gondolas would look.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've learned some things. I'm satisfied.
Much like this armored gondola right here.
Aha!
Oh ho. Yes.
Beautiful. Truly.
Right.
All right, so you're happy with your recon?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Blaze, where will you be taking us?
Well, hell, I think you're good too. Let's check out this under the bridge situation. I'm just going to kind of descend from the street, and you know, maybe I'm just a regular passerby. I'm gonna do some espionage on this.
Okay. Let me take a look at one thing right quick. Also, are you going alone to this?
I think it's solo. Do you guys want to join? You might generate some heat.
So the thing is, there's going to be some heat anyway, because the Broadwater Bridge is what connects the Ulver Hollow barony to the docks, which means
Unless you're inconspicuous on both docks and noble districts, either way,
Yes.
on either side, you're going to be conspicuous.
yeah. So you're conspicuous here, Blaze.
All right, that's fair enough. One must do as needs must.
Mhm.
And let me see. I am going to flip through my papers.
Take your time, baby. It's all right. It's not like there's a timer on you.
The hell was that sound?
Okay. So, as you know, yesterday.
My dog got scared by that noise, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, poor guy.
As you know, yesterday there was a break-in at the Dredger Detective Agency. So as a result, they are a bit on edge.
Mm.
So they are just trying to make sure their transfer in a couple days will go along as planned. So they have a few of them who are walking the route, just seeing if anything has changed, and they happen to be in the area at this time.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So there are five of these dredgers walking together.
Oh wow, that's so many dredgers. I'm going to just sort of take an observational post um, from the riverside, right? So I'm not in like an endangered area. I'm just going to take a quick look at how these guys are lined up, or how does this flagging operation really work?
Okay, so the way the flagging works is there are all these lanes, and the lanes are one way, but because traffic varies throughout the day, the lanes switch what direction they go based on need. So there is one person who is in charge of changing the flags to indicate which direction of travel you should take under the lane. And there are about two people on either side of the bridge just there to make sure that there's no jams, to call out and stop people if they see they're about to go through a lane in the wrong direction, things like that. Make sure things go smoothly.
Are those two people, I probably can't tell this actually, but are those two people there to prevent two boats from going in at the same time? How many variables are we working with is the question.
So there are a whole bunch of lanes. So they
might be too
wouldn't
overworked.
Yes,
right?
they wouldn't necessarily 100% of the time catch people from going into a lane when they shouldn't.
Excellent.
So they're mostly worried about people having head-on collisions within a lane. So they're looking more at the direction of traffic.
Gotcha.
Than frequency.
All right. I am going to head down to the place where the flagger, the primary flag guy lives.
Okay.
I assume he's got some kind of station or something.
There's
along those
a
lines.
little covered. He has a stool under a little covering.
Okay.
In the middle of the bridge.
Where does he poop?
He goes down to the. Well, I don't know. Have you seen him? How long have you been here?
I have
He's
not
been holding it.
I've not been long enough to see. I'm just wanted to put you on the spot, baby. It's not even important. Like I don't even care. I just wanted to give you a little razzmatazz. So I'm going to head down to there and just gonna say, hey, babe. Listen, I've seen you from a couple of boats, and I think you're gorgeous. I think you're really extremely handsome. Are you going to be off? And then I'm going to name the date and time of the boat coming through. Are you going to be off then?
Okay.
Whoa. I like the way this is going.
I'm the
That's
picture of
amazing.
Gothic Allure, for
you
whatever it's
are
worth.
indeed.
And in the game.
So the response is that no, he's here every day of the week because he's the best at what he does. Would you like
Hey,
to?
handsome. I love the way I like the way you move.
Would you like to roll to size him up in order to see if you believe him? And
Sure, let's do that.
yeah,
All right, one moment, please. I need to figure out my macros.
so that would be R.
Gotcha. No, you've already like put macros.
Oh yeah,
up in
the
this.
abilities. Okay.
Yeah.
So you did not succeed that. You could push your luck. This is mental. So for every 10 luck you spend, you can push it twice. Your size someone up is 80. So you would just need to push with 10 luck to succeed this. And that would be require rolling 1 challenge die.
Can do. So one challenge die would be $R
0-1.
01. Bet. All right.
Okay. So you tell that you can tell that he is telling the truth. He is the only person who does this job. But as you are talking is when the dredgers walk up. And they are casing the bridge, making sure everything's okay, and they see that someone is talking to the flagger, someone who's a little off-putting and doesn't quite look like she belongs. So they come up and ask what you're doing.
Oh, I just met this really handsome guy. I can't get over him. He's so nice to look at.
All right. So the one of the dredgers goes up to you and says, "Well, move along. He's got a job to do. It's very important. We can't. You shouldn't be distracting him. It could create havoc down under the bridge."
Oh gosh, yeah. I wouldn't want to cause any trouble. He's just, I've seen him from the boats, and this guy, he's just got this look about him, right? Oh, mm, mm, mm. My dog is humping in the background, by the way. If you want to see my dog just do a fuck, you can see that. Damn.
So the flagger is clearly uncomfortable, and is just trying to slowly turn away and inch his stool closer to the edge to watch all the gondolas underneath.
Now, quick question: does he still like my look? Because I am the picture of Gothic Allure.
Oh my
You
God.
are the picture of Gothic Allure. He is interested, but his embarrassment is winning out over
Yeah, fair enough.
any attraction.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. I will go ahead and just depart. My apologies, everyone. Dredgers, you Keystone Cops ass bitches.
They hear you mumbling this under your breath.
I do mumble that. Yes. I kind of depart from that, but now we know that there is one guy and that he is potentially distractible. So that is very helpful. And he is mostly potentially distractible by my hot self. So good to know.
Very well. You good. You did not remove the dredgers as an obstacle from that scene. So they will recognize you if they see you again.
Okay.
So we are now.
I can make a disguise. You can't you just like wear your like thing that your cartel
Plague
wears?
mask?
Yeah.
Repeat that one more again.
He was saying that you were presumably not wearing a plague mask at this point, and so you could pop one on
while
to be
asking this card out.
Here's the thing. I want to fuck him. Like, yo, what? How's a plague mask gonna help that?
Yeah, so no, he. I was saying these guards would recognize you, and so Teddy was saying that, well, just put on a plague mask and then they wouldn't recognize you.
That's true, but it's the boning that the
But aren't you
fucker
gonna?
wants.
But aren't you gonna do the disease thing, the double plague thing during the
Not
day?
yet.
Yes, during the day I'm going to. Yes.
So maybe
Can you guys
those.
hear my dog? Just real quick, check.
A little
Only
bit.
a little. It's not distracting.
All right, one moment. I'm gonna take care of this dog's problem. He kicked a ball under the couch. Now he's sad about it. I'll be right back.
So when Blaze returns, we can transition to the next night segment.
Cool.
I do want to flush my dog down the toilet. Can I do that in this game?
Probably. You can certainly drop your dog down into a latrine hole.
Oh, that's gross, though. Ew.
Don't
All right,
drop that
so
fluffy idiot down the latrine hole.
I love my fluffy idiot. So we have discovered that there is one flagger. He works 7 days a week, and that probably I can just knock his ass the fuck out on the day that matters.
All right. So we will go to the next nighttime segment. Would you like to spend it doing legwork or planning?
I think we need to do legwork, and by that I mean, wait, how many segments left?
3 before the job. One nighttime, a daytime, a nighttime, and the following daytime is the job.
Okay, so the last minute we need to. God, you can see my dog fucking. This is so bad. The last minute we need to figure out stealing the armored gondola and as well disguising it. So let's spend our legwork right now trying to figure out how to disguise this thing to look exactly the same as the royal ship. Does that sound good to you guys? Or we're like, help me out here. Focus.
So we're practicing. We gotta find ourselves a practice gondola for this switcheroo kind of a dealie.
Sounds good. Gank it.
I mean, to alchemically treat it to have the properties of steel, I probably want to get my hands on iron and coke. Coke should not be too hard. Probably
Coke
anywhere.
is illegal.
Well, anywhere where there's a coal train running by, like almost inevitably bits, or like a transport line, almost inevitably pieces fall off the track. You can literally just pick them up.
Yeah, no sweat.
Iron ore, probably the same dealie, or like it's a commodity. It's not hard to find. So that would definitely be doable, but it would take a long ass time.
Yes, to treat to make one yourself, I would say it would take the rest of your time on this job and be very hard.
Right. So I'm like, what if I just did a patch or two?
Interesting.
And just be like, oh, you want to test it? Oh, look at this one side of this one section of the cabin.
So
Definitely
what's
legit.
what would be the reason of doing this?
Well, I have no idea. I mean, like, if it's visible, if it to the naked eye just looks. I mean, because I thought we established with the armored gondolas is that yes, the planks are all chemically treated, but you kind of have to inspect it up close because otherwise they just sort of look the same.
Yes.
The wood, I mean, right?
Yeah.
So if they just look at the same as a regular freight gondola, just that when you actually try to say hack a hole in the side, it's much harder.
Well, I think that really all we do have to have you alchemically treat if we get it from somewhere else. But if we get an armored gondola, we steal an armored gondola. My dog loves fucking. Then we can just disguise it. So what we're trying to figure out right now is, can we mark up? Can we add like the royal shields to it? Can we?
Who's good for
This
paint?
is this is not a royal gondola that is being used for the transfer. The
Okay.
depository is hiring a gondola from the same docks that Veer just visited. The same
Okay,
private.
so all we
dock
have
that
to
Veer
do is
just visited.
steal a similar gondola, call it a fucking day. I'm gonna find the double plague symptoms.
Wonderful.
Somebody, and we can. I mean, I can seduce the flagger, give him just a big kiss, push him right in the water, and then it's time for us to fucking roll, and we swap out everything.
How are we going to hide an armored gondola?
We don't
I think
hide
the
it.
point-
We let the flagging situation. We just get the two boats in close proximity, and somebody
we're
like
gonna
you,
steal it, right?
So we just need we need the decoy to be up next to the actual transport. Then once under the bridge, we switch the lanes that they're in. The decoy one heads
Pressing
along the
small.
original route. The actual one we hijack and divert to a quiet dock somewhere where we can hand it over to our employer.
Pretty small.
So how are we going to crew both of them?
That is, we do have hirelings. Is that correct?
We have
Sarah?
hirelings, but like so there are the 4 armored guards and their gondolier on the target. So we have our 4 guards and our gondolier on our decoy one, but how do we swap the parties? We can hide some people in our decoy, like in the cabin, I guess. Like
Yes.
nick all their clothes, switch them
Yes.
up over.
No.
So why
It's not a clothes nicking kind of situation. We give the guards the wrong gondola to get back onto. I am
After
rotating
quarantining. Okay.
because of the double plague. You guys, everybody get off the boat. Oh, you're back on the boat. Wrong boat. Gotcha good.
Chip all the identifying info off the back of the target one.
Yahtzee.
We'll get some buddies of mine to set over some really loud fireworks. It'll be generally confusing.
I mean, no need for anything like that. We just
Okay.
get them on the wrong boat. Like,
Okay.
oh boys, come over here. It's double plague time. I need to inspect you for the spots on your eyes, and your mucosa are leaking a lot. I need to just double check it. Let me see this. I'm shining my flashlight on you, and in that meantime, you guys take the boat.
So
You leave the shitty boat with nothing in at the spot. Oh, okay. Go on back there to the armored gondola. That's just like the one that you rolled in on.
So what
Bye,
would
guys.
y'all
Good
like to do during this night?
I want to figure out how those I mean, we know that they're being the money's being transported as actual ingots and not coins, right?
Correct.
It's safe to assume that there's some kind of chest or something. We need to replicate that in case they go looking.
Do we?
Well, if they get back on their ship, do you not think they'd check their cargo?
No.
Yes.
I don't think like it is the kind of switcheroo that even if they detect it, like
Hmm.
if gotcha, bitch, we're on the way out. So I don't know. Like, and the other thing is that in order for us to replicate that chest, we would have to get into the literally
true.
impregnable fortress
Hmm.
of the bank, peep that chest, then recreate it. So
That's true.
this is just a risk we're gonna have to take. If they go in to peep that chest, we're fucked. Oh, no matter what. Like, period.
All
It's
right.
over.
All right.
Or at least like they raise the
Alarm.
the alarm. But of course, these guys are all Keystone cops. Fucking dorks. And here Minerva
Okay.
throws up a middle finger to the dredgers.
When's the
Sick of
nearest
shit.
holy day?
Today.
Cool.
Now that is a risky maneuver. Get
Do it.
yourself.
Do it. We'll come with.
Yeah, I'm in. This
I'm
is
so
Canals
in.
11.
Yeah.
Canals 11 is absolutely the name of this episode.
So going to do community work. Do I know where this is happening?
Where what? No, holy days they go to services. They do community service on other days. So you would know which church they were going to. They are going to presumably
St. Mark's.
Oh, did I not? Oh no,
because they're fucking marks.
I have the churches prepared. I just haven't put them in Roll20 yet. They're going to go to the Western Church.
Okay. Is that called St. Mark's? Please just
sure.
Help me out.
Yes,
because he's a mark, right? Yeah. Thank you, babe.
So yes, they Arthur and Elia Bourneworth will be at St. Mark's today for services all day.
Okay, good. Let's go there.
All right, so that will be.
Let's do it.
So we got one legwork scene of that, and I guess y'all can regroup and determine what your other two are going to be after.
I think that sounds about right.
Okay, so Teddy, what would you like to get out of this scene?
Kisses. Validation. Wow.
Love. Respect.
Wow. You're really cutting deep into why we play RPGs.
Yes.
Wow.
I realized it just could have sounded way ruder than I actually intended for it to come off.
No.
What was the question?
What are you trying to get out of this scene?
Oh, I want to convince Arthur to when they get to the bridge on the day of the heist, I want him to ignore the gondolas and whatever's happening there. Just get his men somewhere else to look for a fake lead or something like that.
Okay. Who's going with you? Anybody?
I'm going.
Okay.
I'm staying back.
Okay.
I just want to get out of the docks.
Right on. I like that about you. Gotta mix it up.
So you're going to talk to Arthur. Let's see here. Okay, so Richard and Bautza arrive at St. Mark's, and from Dirty Steve, you have a full description of Arthur Bourneworth. So you look around, and you eventually see Arthur and Elia. And what would you like to do?
What are they currently doing?
Listening to the sermon.
They're in the pews.
Yes, they just recently had a meal. We are in a nighttime segment. This is the early evening sermon.
Mm.
Guess we should probably wait until it finishes.
And then what?
Then,
yeah. So you've waited until it finishes. What happens then?
On his when he gets out, I'm gonna sort of tap him on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, Lord Bourneworth. I would like to speak with you in private. I believe I have some information that would very much interest you."
So you approach him, ask to speak to him in private.
Oh God! God, Jesus!
What?
I don't know what's going on with Blaze. He does not want to leave Elia and speak in private, especially because you are not alone.
Well, I could fear go away.
Okay. I just quietly just kind of like sit in the corner and just sort of pretend that I'm listening while trying really hard not to fall asleep because this whole religion thing's not really my jam.
All right, so you go off into a quiet nave or alcove, and what do you talk to him about?
I'm going to tell him that I know. Actually, no. I'm gonna say, you are going to be leading the guards on the day of.
Tutton? What you doing? What you doing, baby?
I'm thinking.
Use that big brain of yours.
If you have any input.
I don't think Lord Arthur has any input.
No, I mean you.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I'm not there. Sorry. Good luck.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be forceful with this. You're gonna be leading some guards that are supposed to be escorting an important gondola in a few days, aren't you?
Are you saying this in front of his wife and kids?
No, we went to a private place.
They're removed a little bit.
Okay, nice.
So, Lord Arthur Bourneworth is somewhat perturbed by this direct line of inquiry.
Very direct, isn't it?
And says, whether I am or not, what is it to you?
Well, sir.
I love his whet. I love his whet that he does. Just to let you know.
What you are going to do, Lord Bourneworth, is When you get to what's the bridge's name?
Broadwater
Broadworth.
Bridge.
When you're going to get to Broadwater Bridge, you are going to somehow distract yourself and your men from the gondola. You're going to do this because I have some information about you. Information about a certain bribe that occurred.
He says, I have no idea what you are talking about.
I'm gonna show him the documents.
So you took Dirty Steve's documents?
Well, yeah.
He's not going to be happy next time he talks to you.
Steve is pissed. Steve is like, what the fuck? Guy?
Why would
So-
have like his seal on them?
You show Arthur Bourneworth the blackmail documents, and he turns white as a sheet and says, "Where did you get this?"
It does not matter. What does matter is that you will do.
Of course it matters. This is my livelihood you are fiddling with.
And everything will be fine as long as you do what I say.
You do not know what you are asking.
What? You're doing these. It's so good. Oh, so good.
I know exactly what I'm asking.
You know that if you attempt to do, I know not what you are trying to do, you and anyone else involved will rue the day that you ever attempted it. The people that you are dealing with, I would not like to be in your shoes.
Well, I'm very happy in my shoes right now.
All right, so are you... What will you do if he does not comply?
Well, guess what can I do?
Anything you want.
I'm not gonna
The
hit him
world is
over
your
the
oyster,
head.
yeah.
I'm not gonna like murder him or anything.
Okay, well, I mean, you're blackmailing him, right?
Yeah.
So what will you do with the
Oh well,
information?
I guess I'll expose it to the nobility.
Okay. So seeing as you sound so confident about it, why do you not roll for convince someone, which is 80% for you?
Yes.
Okay, so he can tell that you are not messing around, and he is very conflicted because, as you know, he is extremely righteous and pious, but his entire happiness that he has grown to have in the past few years is now at stake.
I'll tell him that do this one thing, and you will go on with your life doing what you feel is righteous. Refuse to do it, and your life will be ruined.
All right, so Lord Bourneworth thinks for a moment or two. Then he turns to you and says, I shall consider your offer. but you must know that what you ask of me is a grave matter, and I cannot decide right now. You must give me a day, and if I have decided to go along with you with what you ask, I will place a sign outside my estate.
That's as good as it gets, I think.
Very well. Pleasure doing business with you.
He does not respond to that, but instead goes and sits back in one of the pews. I see you are unmuted. Are you back, Veer?
Yeah.
Yay.
Would you like to do anything else before you leave the church?
Is there anything else I really need to do? I just mostly tagged along because I said I was bored and wanted a field trip.
Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
That's fine.
It's delightful.
So we have 2 more legwork scenes this evening. Who will take the lead on the next one, and what will you do?
Bingo, it's me. I am going to, now that I know the situation with there's one singular flagger, correct?
Yes, there's one flagger and then a couple people on either side who are just looking and making sure no one's going through the wrong way.
Okay, I am going to double check with my cartel about where the flagger lives. Does that work?
Let's see.
It's not like a specific cartel ability, I think.
Yes, but you are a gravedigger. Let's
Sure.
see. I'm going to say that you could spend an influence to track down this flagger's house.
Can do. I will. Pew. Oh, I can't get rid of my influence. Oh, what a shame.
I guess we'll
Let
just
it
have
go. Let it go, it says. Let it go. So I am having a frozen moment. I'm letting
Okay.
it go.
So you contact some members of your cartel to track down this flagger, and you discover his residence, and I assume you go there. What are you going to try to do while you're there?
I am first going to kind of surreptitiously look through the windows, trying to figure out his family life situation. How's he doing?
Okay.
Gotta be hard. Gotta be hard, isn't it? No time alone with the missus? There's no missus.
There's no missus.
There's no missus. Okay.
There's no missus. He lives alone in a smallish apartment that is above a bakery, and while you observe this place, you see that it's in a poor part of the city. This is his, all the work that he could find to do was this flagging job. So when he was saying that he was the best at what he does, anyone can do this, but he's the one who's done it, and so they haven't switched to anyone else. He doesn't seem too, I don't know. He looks normal.
Right. Not an extraordinary gent.
Yeah.
That is worth knowing by itself. I'm gonna drop in, give him a social call.
All right.
Bonjour, monsieur.
So you go up to his apartment, and he is very surprised to see you.
Right. He's currently eating mac and cheese. Right? Like that's the kind of dude we're talking about. Like he's rocking some
Yes,
microwave.
but also he did not tell you where he lives, so he's very surprised to see you.
Snapple jacks. I might have fucked this one up, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Doing my best.
So he asks how in the world you got here.
Well, I'm just a fan. I see you flagging every day, and it's so the way that you move those flags is so gorgeous. You've got this gymnasticism to you. You really,
I'm sorry. While you were tracking down his location, you also discovered his name. What was it?
that his name is Ralph. Ralph Ketchum. Ralph Ketchum. He's nobody.
Okay, continue.
He's nothing. Right. So listen, Ralph, you really did just I love the way that you move the flags, and well, I think a lot of you. Do you want to Netflix and chill?
Come up and look at my wooden etchings.
What?
I believe the the equivalent would be come up and look at my etchings.
Ah, indeed.
Yahtzee. Thank you, Veer. Thank you, Veer.
I got you.
Yo,
So-
do you have any etchings that I could look at, Ralph? You gorgeous.
So Ralph,
God, you're gorgeous.
as we established earlier, Ralph is attracted to you, and this time he is not embarrassed. He is a bit flustered and confused at your sudden appearance, but he doesn't want to let you in. So he says, "Whatever you have to say, you can do it on the doorstep."
Now, do you have a Mrs., Ralph? I'm sorry if so. If so, I will back up. I'm sorry. Woo, ha, woo.
All of your vocal gymnastics entice him, and he says, "Well, no."
Ah, very well. Well, I've got some mac and cheese we can microwave.
Okay. Ralph says
Get it together, Ron. My God.
Ralph says that he has actually already eaten. But if you would like to have a meal with him in the future, perhaps that could be arranged.
Well, I say, and I stroke his face. Perhaps. In due time, the romance can't flourish in one day.
Apparently.
But
Okay.
truthfully, Ralph, I do love your moves. And I give him a little peck on the cheek. And I head home.
He stands there and watches you leave, and eventually will head to bed very perplexed.
Oh.
Hard day for Ralph. Hard day for Ralph.
Oh, sweetie.
He is a sweetheart, isn't he?
You did not choose to set up a future date for a meal?
Oh, shit. Let's aim for tomorrow.
Classic mistake.
Yeah, that really is a class. I'm still learning the game. Give me that much. So I will ask if he's available tomorrow. After his work shift, of course.
Okay, so he says, "Sure, why not? Dinner tomorrow night."
Bet. I'm gonna use my wiles on this gentleman.
All
Yes, I'm
right.
afraid.
If you are happy with Ralph, then I will ask what Bautza would like to do.
Bautza's gonna start spreading that double plague rumor.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Double plague.
So-
Double plague has spots in
Okay.
the mucosa. So
I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna fake that one. Get
so
like a
just to let you know, like what double plague does is there are spots in your on the inside of your nose, on the underside of your eyelids. There are spots also. So it's mucosa, and I hate to be adult here, but there are spots in your asshole.
Okay,
That's
so basically what I do is I found
Is
a
it
bunch
is it
of
just those visible symptoms, or do you have any
is there
behavioral
any
symptoms?
coughing, sneezing, staggering about?
Let's keep it like subtle, I think. Is kind of
Mhm.
what I want. Like the double plague is just like the way that a normal person who isn't gross, who's not me, would detect it is they would grab your eyelids and look under and they would see spots, right? So but I'm gross and sexy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like, is there some kind of makeup dye or something? I can just hire a couple of itinerant vagrants and be like, hey, put on this weird makeup and stagger about and pretend to be like just a little bit sick, alternatively quite drunk. So I just basically walk up and down the dockside, trying to target people who I know will be wandering around the Broadwater Bridge area.
Okay.
Around there, sort of. I'm just trying to find the itinerant vagrants and sort of like drunkards staggering home and sort of being like, I'll buy you a drink if you tell people about your buddy's buddy who got this thing called the double plague,
Double
where
plague.
he got spots under his eyelids and he was the sickest he's ever been in his life. And if you wanna, and if it turns out that he's dead or something, go wild. I'll buy you your drinks.
I don't want to I don't want to cramp your style, but I would like to know why you don't just buy them drinks and tell them these stories yourself.
Because I want to hit up a large area.
I see.
Area
So
than
you're gonna give them money for drinks and go around to different taverns and do this over and over.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Wonderful. So let's see.
If only I wasn't so shit at convincing people to do things.
Yeah.
God.
I'm gonna say. So it's nighttime. You're dealing with a bunch of vagrants and other people who like to drink. So why don't you roll to convince someone, and I will give you 3 advantage on it.
Here we go. Let's make it happen. Come on, dice. Do this for me. Yes! It's 65 to convince.
Okie dokie. So you start spreading the double plague rumor, and by the next day, it has spread two districts out. So people are starting to check their mucous membranes a little more diligently than they normally do, which is
to say
not at all.
It's kind of like, when you hear that there's some kind of like new kind of a flu rolling in or something, and you're just like, am I sneezing because it's dry, or am I sneezing because I've got the super flu? Kind of a deal.
Precisely.
That's how I'm imagining it. Yeah.
So yes, there is a definite rumor of double plague going around.
My work here is done, everyone. Why is it so quiet?
So,
All right,
how many
so
more
this
segments
is
do we have?
that is the end of this nighttime segment. So there is another day and night before the job has to be pulled off.
Okay, so can we do a plan?
Sure.
Cool. Should we wait for Blaze?
Probably. I see him.
Hi. We don't hear you.
You're silent. Oh, okay.
Oh, he's muted. Oh, right. So
Yeah.
you can hear us.
I think he was just saying he's gonna be a minute or something.
Mhm.
Oh, there's a person.
Ooh, I'm a
What?
spooky
What?
grifter.
I was saying no, go ahead.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Oops. Anyway, so
But so yeah, we've got Ralph Ketchum, we've got Lord Arthur that we need to follow up on. We need to steal the armored gondola.
we gotta
Right.
prep a quarantine zone. We just gotta nick an armored gondola, and we gotta get our crew ready for the switchover.
I love that nicking phrase, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Nick it. Nick it. All right.
All right.
So I think we are down to the last moments. We've got all of our elements figured out. We need to we've got a day and a night segment, correct?
You have a day and a night segment, and these the way this will work, we're in the first day segment for our planning session. So I'm going to set up a timer for the planning session. I'm going to have you describe where you meet to plan,
Okay.
and I'm going to spend 20 heat to introduce a plot twist.
Motherfucker. It's Arthur is actually in charge of everything.
Oh yeah, someone's got to go check up on his house.
Yeah, that's going to be Blood 10,
Mm.
I think.
And these crusher blocks coming down.
Oh my
on us.
fucking god. This plot twist. This is a fucked up plot twist. Oh my god. Odd word. Just ruined us. Ruined our lives.
Okay, so where are y'all meeting to plan?
So-
I want to
in an extremely safe house where nobody can get in.
So the pub.
yeah, the pub. That would be the one. Yeah. I don't think any of us have influence to spend on a safe house.
Well,
I mean, I do.
When you plan, you're always going to be able to find a place. That's fine. So
okay.
just tell me where you want it to be.
Let's do a pub at the docks. We are in this dock life right now, I think.
The other pub at the docks.
Hell,
There's a lot. There's a lot. We can go bar hopping.
we can go to the first one, baby. You know,
Let's go bar hopping.
All right, so you go back to the first pub at the docks. So Mr. Shin is there, and Mr. Shin sees you arrive for your planning session, and he motions you over before you have a chance to settle in.
Ooh.
And he says,
"There's a plot twist brewing."
He says, "All right, so I spoke to you the other day, and I didn't ask what you were doing, but based on your questions, I had an inkling of an idea. Is there any chance that the three of you are going after the tax collection from the Overhollow Barony?
No.
If there were, what would you have to say to us?
Well, I've been, as you know, Boutsa, I keep my ear to the ground, and I have heard that Phineas Copperleaf, the man from the depository in charge of the transfer, he's trying to steal it himself.
That sexy bastard. Wow.
So-
now this is at the last goddamn minute, and
I thank him. I thank him for the news and sort of clap him on the back, as a friend would.
Do you not want any more information?
yeah, hit me with the juice, Deets.
And
I
I
mean, Deets juice. Shin, give me the deets.
So he looks around, making sure he has a good idea of everyone who's in the pub and in earshot.
Mhm.
And he says, "There's been some strange movement in the docks by the Blooded, and I have heard from some of my informants that Copperleaf has hired the Blooded to attack the shipment as it's in the canyon."
Fuck, that's before the bridge.
Hmm.
Do you guys?
Hmm.
We just got fucked. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck.
Yes. I'm thinking.
Mm,
Thinking.
mm.
I got nothing.
Uh,
We have leverage on Lord Arthur. He can direct us.
We can
We're-
tip him off about the attack.
That might work.
And the hope
Do you
is that
think
they
he can
repel
bust
it.
him? Do you think
But
we can re-divert, right?
Mhm.
So we can ask him to bust the other attempt,
Mhm.
let him know about this,
Mhm.
and then we do our own little Goon Squad remix.
Mhm. Mhm.
Still dicey, but
Also, especially because if it's two interruptions along the route, it's sort of everyone will be on extra alert already by the time it gets to the bridge.
well, I mean, what you gonna do? It's got to be
Who
Ocean's 11.
expects a second attempt?
Exactly. Like we gotta dice it. We gotta double
Mm.
dicey it. Like that. There's no other. That's what Ocean's 11 is about. Really, is one like obviously detected attempt. So this is kind of good for us, ish. So I think
So
we need to.
I'm gonna say,
move it.
if you want to ask Mr. Shin anything else, you can. Otherwise, I will start the 15-minute timer.
Mm.
Do
what
you-
kind of attack will be occurring at the canyon?
And does he know how many? Like how big does it seem to be? Is it like a couple of guys or is it like a small army?
Well, I've seen a bunch of Blooded running around. I would guess that it would be no more than a dozen altogether.
Hmm.
But I do believe that they have put out a contract for a sniper.
Well,
someone's gonna have to deal with that on the day itself, because I don't think
yeah.
Lord
Yeah.
Arthur is gonna be able to deal with that.
Also, for a job of this caliber, I don't think, knowing the Blooded as I do not think that they
Wait a
would
second, a
entrust
sniper?
it to a group of people unless they sent along one of their higher ups as well to make sure the job went well.
So you were saying, Lieutenant?
What is the sniper using exactly as a weapon? Because aren't like
A heavy crossbow, of course. What else?
okay.
if you know of a, the Red Lotus Society, we keep our rifles heavily under guard. There's no way the Blooded will have access to a black powder firearm.
Yeah, that would be absurd.
I don't think they're very accurate anyway.
Yep.
Lies and slander, they're perfectly good weapons.
All right.
Preferably used en
So,
masse, though.
yeah. So here's the problem, right? Like, here's how I think we have to address this.
Mhm.
Number one, Ted, you're the grifter. You're the fast talker. I think you have to be the attending physician during the break. I think that I, as the brawler, I'm going to have to take care of this whole group on top of the canyon. Just beat them all stupid.
Support you because I have a flask of extremely potent potpourri
So who's
that
gonna
makes
be
me
in
love
the
it.
kind of
actual?
Love
want to
it.
fall over.
Yahtzee.
I also have a smoke bomb and alchemist fire in a
Also,
jar.
remember, this is a planning scene, so you can prepare a second alchemical object during this scene.
Yes. Okay. What do you want?
Here.
And
think-
also,
Yes.
yeah, the leverage won't work very well for you, Teddy. But you could use your chameleon ability during this scene.
I deeply enjoy that the rulebook tells me
Why
I can
can't
use
I
this.
use leverage?
Well, I guess so. You have met Arthur Bourneworth. You've
Yeah.
met some dredgers. Arthur Bourneworth is really the only relevant person because you weren't with Blaze when he met Ralph. So you already have leverage over Bourneworth. So you could use leverage, but all you would find out is what you already know about him.
No, but don't I find out his like desire?
His desire is to please the
Act
Silver
loyally.
Judge and lead an honest life.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. I'm not sure if using chameleon right now to like get the identity of a plague doctor or whatever would work. Would be like really good because I'm planning on doing more legwork stuff.
Okay.
That's like,
So
So we're gonna
alright.
have to do it. Yeah, we're gonna have to do another planning scene before the final.
I thought this was the planning.
This is you have this segment, and then what I think just for time and because we want Universal back. I think after we finish this planning segment, we will call the session, and then
Okay.
we'll do again before the next session another 5 minutes of regroup planning, followed by a segment of legwork, and then pulling off the heist.
sounds good.
So it's now or never.
So you have now this is your one chance at doing chameleon.
This is your one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow.
Okay, well I'll
This
decide.
opportunity.
I'll decide at the end.
Okay.
Other than that, I think I should. Yeah, I'll go talk to Lord Arthur and tell him about this. I'm gonna maybe try and somehow with this information. Gonna maybe try and convince him that I'm actually on his side.
How do you do that? That's hard, babe, because you went in on him this last time.
Also,
Didn't you?
Teddy does not need to be the person who goes and reveals this new information to him. Just saying.
I'd like to be.
Yeah, I think we gotta leave this to personally.
Oh, so sure, I have advantage.
Because I want to see you
against,
fuck up. I love you. I'm sorry.
I have advantage on talking to nobility. That should help. So who's actually gonna be on the gondolier on the day?
I'll be on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be on the decoy ship.
Aren't
But
you
I
gonna
was
help
thinking-
Blaze?
No.
I've got a date with the
Oh.
flagger.
And
So-
someone can also spend a legwork scene gathering additional cartel members, or spend influence to hire some cartel members to be extra bodies in whatever plan you have.
I mean, I was wondering if I could spend my intel to basically round up a group of just general brawlers from all of the families under the agreement who are willing to intercept the Bloodied on their way to their ambush. Because if we know their spot, we know their route, generally speaking, and just be like, who wants to kick the shit out of the Bloodied?
What I will do is I will say that you could spend your influence to have the lookouts who are in the area be replaced by members of the 8 cartels.
Ooh, yes, please.
That's that's a good deal. Spend that.
Yep,
Spend that.
spended it. Spended it.
That. Spend that. Yay,
Yeah.
yay. Yay, yay. Yay, yay. All right, Veer. You're doing good. Doing all right.
All right.
What else can I make during the scene that would be handy for us?
Oh, is there a disguise?
I mean, what is there? Is there anything that we kind of really need to go off without a hitch?
Yes, the switch of the gondolas. Actually, the stealing of the duplicate gondola would be. We gotta.
Yeah.
Like that's must do. Gotta do that. Gotta do that.
So I'm trying to think of what would be helpful there. Like, it's like, is there something I can put in the water to make this gondola go faster? Can I basically make an alchemical jet turbine now? I'm trying to find a way to justify it, and I'm not seeing it.
So gondolas are propelled by poles.
Stick.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you could justify some way of modifying a gondolier
You make an
pole,
elastic pole? Elastic?
Mm.
Maybe? Yeah?
I don't know if an elastic pole would help. It's just kind of like
A propulsive pole.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm
So
thinking
if you make it elastic, you kind of push off. You just put. I'm doing
like a spring.
real. Yeah, this is a real hand job
just needs
motion
to-
I'm making, but yeah.
It just needs to store up energy.
okay, so
And
you
then
would
propel it.
like to alter 2 gondolier poles
Yep.
such that they have an ability to release energy and move a gondola faster.
In the manner of a pogo stick, but have applied to gondolier poles.
Okay, and
Brilliant.
what
Love it.
What am I using?
downside? What
If you don't
potential
use it,
bad side effect for the user is?
you kind of want to be careful with it because
It'll poke you in the face.
it'll
won't it?
poke you in the face real bad.
Yeah, it'll
if you
hit
don't know
you.
what you're
You
doing.
might you might impale yourself on it as it just jumps back into your chest.
Like
so
Jesus.
It's very hard to hold on
significantly it's significantly harder to use for someone who's not used. Like you want to give somebody like a good chunk of time to practice getting used to these poles. Otherwise, they're going to make absolute fools of themselves, and you're not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
Wow, good deal.
Yeah. Also, as I'm going to have to spend a legwork scene, like, to like get whoever's manning our decoy gondolier to like get used to using these poles. So that's what I pretty much have to do next. Otherwise, it'll
Good
be
deal.
bad.
Yeah, we got this kind of wrapped up for you. All right.
So that would mean that during the nighttime following this, there would be one segment one scene, sorry, dedicated to
It's
stealing
like
an armored
yeah.
gondola, and
Uh-huh.
one scene of time dedicated to training people in practice for the job, which would leave 2 other scenes, one of which is going to be for talking to Bourneworth and revealing Copperleaf's betrayal to him.
Mm.
Yep.
So that gives you one more scene to set something else in motion before the day.
I am going to be seductive toward this flagger, I think.
Oh
Ask
my
him
god, you
for
have
out
that
for
lunch
dinner.
date.
Yeah, we
With
have a
Jonathan.
date.
Aw.
So I'm just gonna be nice to the guy. He seems really cute, to be honest.
So is your goal just to distract him, or sorry, on the day when you
Right.
pull off this plan, are you just trying to distract him, or are you trying to get him to do something with you?
I'm going to get him to do something.
Okay,
I'm
so
going
he's
to
going
have
to be part of
him-
the plan. You're not just making him look the other way while someone else does.
Yes, sir.
something.
I think that we like. I don't know that I could operate the flags and have everything go smoothly without him. So I do believe that I am going to have to persuade this lovely. Let's call him what he is. He's a lovely gentleman.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the real truth, guys. Maybe I'll just settle down with this guy after this job is over.
Right. Can it be that you want him to do something for you and also see if there's a connection?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Veer got it. Veer figured it out. There's a real, yeah. These guys, I like.
Okay,
them.
so
I do.
here is where things stand. I'm gonna pause. We are at 5 minutes 22 seconds, and I'm pausing. You have an armored gondola leaving the Grackenwald Depository and headed toward the Palace Treasury.
Mm-hmm.
On it will have 2 gondoliers, which I'm going to say if y'all want to find out which of the 2 gondoliers that is, then it won't take you any time to do so. It'll have 2 gondoliers. It will have 4 armed dredgers.
Mm-hmm.
There will be 6 armed dredgers and Bourneworth walking alongside it.
Mm-hmm.
It will reach the canyon first, where Phineas Copperleaf has hired a gang of blooded to attack it, which will include a sniper as well as one of the higher-ups in the blooded. You are going to replace the lookouts around the canyon with members of the 8 cartels. Once the situation is dealt with in the canyon, the transfer will continue on to the Broadwater Bridge, where Minerva is going to enlist the help of Ralph to do some sneaky business with the flags, and Richard is going to shut down the area temporarily for a double plague scare, while everyone shuffles the dredgers off of the ship and puts them on a wrong gondola, which you are going to steal.
Yep.
And you are going to have your fancy poles to get the
Hell out of Dodge.
away.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me amend a little bit. Ted is going to be the person who is diagnosing everyone with double plague, getting them off the boats. I, as the brawler, need to be up on the rooftops of the canyon
So
to help
doing a
switch
punch.
things out.
So here's the thing.
I'm going to say, Flagger, my darling, my beautiful Flagger, I love you. Can you help Blood Ted?
Okay, so the gondola, the speed that the gondolas travel, everyone will be able to make it from the canyon to Broadwater Bridge in plenty of time.
Okay.
So you can arrange something with Ralph, or you can be there at the bridge with him at the time. I suggest that every member of the crew is around at the canyon,
Yes,
just
sir.
to make sure everything
Okay.
goes
If
well.
we have that capability, then yes, absolutely.
Yes, because remember there is the walking escort as well. So
Very good.
you can keep pace with a gondola, as long as it's not for some reason having extra
Going
propulsion,
faster than
which,
usual in the opposite
no one's ever
direction.
seen that. What's that about?
What, who
Really
would do
burly
that?
gondoliers. Don't
Who
worry
would
about
even
it.
do that? Really? You're right. Okay.
All right. So if
Cool.
anything that I have just said makes you think of anything else you need to plan, you have 5 minutes to do it.
Gotta
yeah,
buy
pretty
some.
much.
We gotta buy some hazard tape. We gotta buy some surgical masks. Get those curtains up around. Gotta mock up this quarantine zone real good.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. You're going hard in the paint. I don't know if we have to do much. I think we just have to
I mean, I'm big on
scare
the
the
curtains.
only crew, right?
Well, I'm big on the curtains just so that even if they look around, they're not gonna see where they left their ships with these totally trustworthy gentlemen.
I am sure that your mummer crew member, who
Mhm.
happens to still have some influence, will
Yes.
have access to some appropriate looking curtains.
Can do.
Yes.
Mm.
Well done, Mummer. Thank you, Universal.
Let's see, what have I got in my notes? So good luck, have fun stealing that gondola.
I'm just looking at your dog right now.
And I'm like, I got a Rocky training montage, some gondoliers up.
Word up.
Yeah, I should train the other two and be like, are you salty at missing out on the super lucrative contract? Well, have I got a job for you?
I like that idea very, very much.
Yes.
I like it a whole bunch. So I'm going to bend the rules a little bit and give one influence that can be used by anyone in the crew.
Yes!
All right.
I just imagine a scene where they pull up alongside each other. It's like, you betrayed me. This was supposed to be my job.
Oh, that's good. Oh.
It's going well in my head.
All right. So we've got this whole kind of scenario figured out. We do need to wait for our sexy friend, Universal. But I think that we've got kind of everything sort of figured out at the very least. I'm gonna punch so many people, like so many people.
There's going to be all the punching.
Oh my god, going down for real.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and
Thank you for hosting.
Thank you for running.
We'll do this again.
Heck yeah, we will, and we will just Canals 11. It's going down.
Yes.
For real.
Oh,
all right,
yes.
take it easy, folks. Yay.
Mm-hmm.